Is it time for the A-graders list?
Yes, I was going to say, earlier in the year, Sam McClure released a list of A-graders. Now, we're doing a little bit differently. We haven't narrowed it down to a certain amount. However, we're going to go through every club and discuss who are their A-graders, starting at the bottom, and then we'll make it here. So, Jesse, why don't you bring in your star-studded West Coast team?
Do we have any time? Do we have the time to go through West Coast A-graders? I don't think we have 45 minutes.
No, you're right. On to Richmond, who are the next team on the ladder.
Can I just say, I went through and did this, but I'm still slightly scared that I've forgotten somebody. I sort of did it off the top of my head. And you come through and then someone will put someone in the chat.
The comments will be great for this because they are going to fill us in.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've done my best.
We should clarify, what are we talking about when we say A-graders? We're talking top tier of caliber for their position in the competition.
Yep.
It's wildly arbitrary, and I'm pretty sure there wasn't a lot of thought in Sam McClure's list. There's a little bit more thought in ours, I'd like to think.
I feel like looking at McClure's list, he got a lot of shit for it, obviously. It felt very legacy, his list. Like a lot of players that I would say either were A-graders or...
Yeah, like Tex in there.
But then it gets to Jeremy McGovern, and he's like, yeah, but before his All-Australian year this year, he was injured.
Yeah.
I haven't let that go.
Back take. All right, so West Coast, let's be real, right now don't have any A-graders, but Harley Reid has the quality to be.
Yeah. No, I agree. If we're talking about players in their prime right now, the closest we had, McGovern retired. Waterman had one A-grade season and then got injured. I'm prepared to say probably not A-grade by these standards. It's hard to say Liam Bagger's not, but he's not, is he? But
he's not.
It's also he's so damn good. But he's not an A-grader.
He's not an A-grader.
When you compare to the best players of that position in the competition.
I feel Jake Waterman is in the same boat though. He's a great maybe is going too strong. He's a very, very good footballer. I would put Nick Larkey in the same category as well.
Yeah.
Not an A-grader.
But I think 12 months ago, I would have both of them as A-graders.
Really?
But for me, what comes into it is the length of time you've performed at that level.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a little bit arbitrary because I'm probably not consistent. But I think if Waterman and Larkey... Well, let's stay with Waterman. If Waterman had done that 3 years in a row, been All-Australian in one of the worst teams, I think that is worthy of A-grade status. But he's not there now.
I guess just to clarify that too, the metrics that we're going by, I sort of went with this consistency, ceiling, recent form shown in 2025, because I feel like if you've missed this season, you kind of can't be considered. And then I also put finals record. I'm not saying you would base it on finals record because not everyone's played finals, but I think it's a consideration.
Yeah. Right, so
it can elevate you. I would say you can elevate you. But you wouldn't hold it against Zach Merritt, for instance.
You might.
In my opinion. Okay, we'll get there. We're going for the bottom up. We'll move to Richmond. We conclude West Coast have very few players in their prime, to be honest. What about Richmond? I think Vlostrand is the one that you could say is in this conversation.
I don't think they have any.
Their best players, Tom Lynch on paper, Taranto, Hopper, all had good seasons. None of them A-grade for their position, I wouldn't say.
Nope.
But Vlostrand is close.
I reckon Vlostrand's a very solid B+. When I think A-graders, I think players that I'm going to tell my grandkids about. You know what I mean? I don't think Nick Vlostrand is. He's a great player, really consistent. He's just a good footballer. I don't think he's exceptionally good. So I'm not going to put anyone from Richmond
I don't know if for A-graders, I would necessarily go as far as saying they're players you'd want to tell your grandkids about.
No.
That's maybe a little bit too strong. But I also do agree with you that Vlostrand isn't quite an A-grader.
Echelon.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. It's also, was this his career best season? I've never heard Vlostrand talked about as much as this season. Was it his career best year?
Yeah, it was definitely up there. I think he has been incredibly consistent across his career, but I don't know if you could ever say that he was even their best defender.
No.
Through a lot of their successful period as well. And I think that comes into it. I think you have to be a real defining player in your team as well.
Yeah, and considering the strength of players in that position as well, I don't know. But Leo's saying he is an A-grader. 2020 was his best season. I'm outvoted 2-1 here. I was probably leaning yes, but can be talked out of it.
So I had him written down, but I had him in italics, which was very close, but not passing the grade for me. Albeit 2025 was an incredible season by him.
Yeah,
not an A-grader
for
North me.
Still, any A-graders at North?
I've also got Tristan Sherry in a italic.
Italics, okay.
Italic. So I think he needs to be mentioned. And the reason that I
Yeah.
would mention Tristan Sherry in an A-grade context is the fact that I think North Melbourne's entire game plan is built around him. So even though we're a really poor team, I think how important he is to that team needs to be considered, but I still didn't have him.
I've got none for North.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably agree with you. Worth a mention, italics, probably can't put him in there. However, what I will say is it's per position. So if a player is one of the best rucks in the competition, it's probably he's got a better chance of being an A grader than say a comparatively better midfielder might rank lower in his position, because as far as I'm concerned, it comes down to the competition and who's better, if that makes sense. And Jerry is up there with some of the best rucks in the Jerry, yeah, Seinfeld, yeah. What's the deal with all this airplane food? All right, let's move to Essendon. Oh wait, should we talk about players? Who do you think at North could be an A grader?
Okay, yeah, that's a good.
I think Sheasel and Wardlaw come to mind for me. Is there anyone else you'd add, or do you even agree with those?
I think you could throw Colby McKercher into that list.
As a halfbacker, or is he going to be a midfielder?
No, he'd have to redefine as a mid forward
Sure.
type player. I suppose he could get in as a halfback flanker. Also a bit of a winger as well.
Yeah.
He's got some attributes. I don't think he's anywhere near that yet though. And the only other one I would potentially throw is maybe a Paul Curtis.
I was going to say Curtis. I don't know. I just feel like the competition for that position is also strong, but I get it.
Yeah.
What about Richmond? I said that, I mean, with their young talent, they're so far back that it's too early to tell, but I think Lawler and Taj Houghton could be A grade. Any disagreement with that?
No, that's true. They've got no mature players that I think would fit into the A grade category. Richmond.
No.
The only one that you could say for position is like maybe Seth Campbell goes to that level, but I don't think he would fit that A grade.
I don't know if he's A grade.
Yeah, I agree. And none of their midfielders. So yeah, it'd only be like the Houghton, maybe Smiley, but we haven't even seen him exposed to AFL level.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Sam Lawler.
And there's some of those tools that's just so hard to project, right? Like Jonty Fall, is he?
I think Trainer could be an A grader at some point in his career.
Yeah, maybe.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Essendon only got Zach Merritt for me, and he could be a Hawthorn A grader next season. Durham could get there.
Are we all first of all? Are we all Zach Merritt? Because I've got him as a clear
I think he
A-grade
counts.
player.
Like, I don't know. Did he have as good a season this year? I'm not sure, but I think for the longevity as this tier of player, I think he's got some shelf life. Well, he's got some. He can fall back on that.
I think if I was solely basing this Merritt pick on 2025, I don't think he actually would make it.
No,
but you are putting the career into. I think he's been at such a high level for so long.
Yeah,
and I think you mentioned it before, Drew. You said like he's the difference between him and the next best player at that club. There's probably no bigger gap in the comp.
Is he going to win like his 6th or 7th BNF? Not even be there for it this year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't think about that.
And the winner is not in attendance.
Can Caddy be an A grader?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think if we're talking young talent, Caddy and Kako come to mind. I don't know if like Nick Martin, where does he sit in that? Does he have the potential to be there? Still relatively young, probably at the start of his prime, I would have thought.
I don't know if Nick Martin's ball use is good enough for
Yeah.
me to consider him an A grader.
I was thinking the same thing, to be honest. Yeah.
Ball use is what lets him down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
What makes him a good player then? I thought his ball use was...
His athleticism. I think
Yeah.
like his run.
His production is very consistent too.
Very good production and like just creates overloads. I think like he's just a handful and he's pretty good around goal,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah, started his career as a forward.
Yeah.
Or at
I
least at
found him
waffle
as
level.
a difficult player when he played halfback last year for large periods. I think that's where the ball use, he found it a little bit difficult to like connect with the midfield coming out of defence. I think he's definitely better as like a forward half player, winger or high forward type.
We got Melbourne Football Club. Any
Gross.
particular?
I mean,
ones that
I
come to
feel
mind?
like this was one of the easiest clubs to do A graders.
Gorn and Cos.
Yeah.
Gorn and Cos, yeah. I feel like Petrarca and Oliver have passed that.
Oliver by a long shot. Petrarca less so, but I didn't have him as a current A grader. In fairness to him, like he's been through a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
up until that injury.
Yeah.
you'd have him in straight
Literally
away.
that season he was still probably an A grader. Oh, you can make the argument. He probably still is one, and we give him some
Yeah.
leeway. Like no one's doubting from his talent
I'm
point
arguing this one. He's not an A grader right now.
Yeah, he's...
You can't make it all about legacy. I feel like his last 2 years.
But it wasn't that far ago, long ago. Like Oliver legacy, A grade. well, at least his prime. Petrarca's not as far removed.
No, but I don't think he's been an A grader at any point this season.
No,
and he
agreed.
got injured halfway
But
through.
he was one of the better players in the comp, I reckon, when he got injured.
he was.
I've changed my mind because I didn't have him. I've talked myself into it. I actually
No.
think Petrarca is one.
What does everybody think?
Oh, that's
This
tough.
is an exclusive group.
I think I think Petrarca is one of the best players in the competition up until that injury.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with that, but he hasn't shown the ability to get back to that yet. Whereas, even Merritt, even though he didn't have a good year or as good of a year as he has in the past, he's still performed at a pretty high level.
Yeah.
Petrarca's really not done all that much.
I will say that I do kind of doubt that he will get back there, if I'm honest.
I hope to see him. He was my favourite
Yeah.
player to watch for a period.
Yeah,
there.
he's sick.
Gorn and Cozzy for me. Harvey Langford, Trent Rivers, Caleb Binzer, Xavier Lindsay, all young talent.
Here's
on
a
their
here's a
list.
good question for that group of players at Melbourne who could be potentially A grade in the future. Who's the best of those?
Harvey Langford.
Caleb Windsor.
Ooh.
I think, specifically why my brain went there, I think he has the highest potential. I think Harvey Langford athletically is more limited. If Caleb
Yeah.
Windsor develops a well-rounded midfield game, watch out, he is the best.
Yeah, you're spot on there.
Yeah.
Who would you compare Langford to, like when he was coming through the draft? Because I watched him play once. I was just like, "There's the Bond. That's him." Obviously, he's not, but
No, he's not as good as the Bond. I think he is he's really good foot skills for somebody with that level of physicality, I think.
Yeah.
So he's I'd say he plays like a Tom Green-esque midfielder,
Okay.
but he's got better ball use.
Yeah, he's a good ball user.
Yeah.
Good overhead too.
Good overhead, very
Yeah.
good overhead.
Yeah.
Really
Can kick
talented
goals.
stoppage player, and then
Yeah.
can kick goals as well from those stoppages. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a few more weapons than a Tom Green.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
that's his point of
The
difference.
pace is what might hold him back,
Yes,
especially as the game evolves and athletes get better around him. Whereas I don't think that will be the case for Windsor, but Windsor probably still is less well-rounded, if that makes sense.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
on to Port Adelaide. Butters, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Butters
yeah.
is still an A grader. And I would put Connor Rosie as still an A grader.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't. I only
See,
had Butters.
But how old is Rosie? 25? 25. 2 recent All-Australians and had some injuries this year. I don't know how much footy he actually missed. Moved into a different role and probably didn't stand out as much. But for me, still an A grader.
Is there not a gap between Butters and Rosie though in terms of
Yes.
ability?
Yeah, but Butters is one of the best players in the comp.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can still be behind Butters and an A grader, in my opinion.
See, I would take Horn Francis over Rosie.
But he's nowhere near an A grader on proven ability. We're not talking
He's
about
showing glimpses.
even probably more than glimpses, but not quite A grade, in my opinion.
What's,
I feel
what's
like A grade.
Rosie done as far as when we talk about sort of I don't know, defining moments or anything like that to sort of get Port over the line. I know he's their captain now, but I don't know. I find him a bit of a frustration. He's a little bit of a lightweight player.
In
Connor
terms of
Rosie.
genuine lightweight.
Physicality.
To be 25 and a dual Australian midfielder, that's a very good resume.
It's a very good resume.
Yeah, he moved into a different
would
role
agree
this
with
year,
that.
and I don't know if it's I don't know. I think there's enough of a
He's a very good
resume
player.
there to this point, and I still thought he had a pretty good year. He just was in a different position. And Horn Francis absolutely has the scope to be much better than Connor Rosie.
Yeah.
But we can't call Horn Francis
Can
an
I just
A-grader.
say while I'm arguing this, it makes it sound like I'm calling Connor Rosie out here, but we are talking about this sort of exclusive A grade club. We're not
Yeah.
talking about players that are just very good.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think Horn Francis has the ability to be a better player, but his level is lower than Rosie right now.
Yes, exactly. Which is what we're just
level of output or
I
consistency.
I think the
And
thing
output,
with Horn
yeah.
Francis, he can just win the ball, and that burst that he has and that strength that he has, he can make bigger plays in bigger moments than Rosie can
yeah.
with his attributes.
All right. Rosie, 2-time All-Australian. You've got to put him in
Yeah.
at this age.
St Kilda's an interesting one. I reckon they've got
That's
a
soft,
bunch.
I reckon.
No, I think their only one is Nazaya. I think that's their only A grader, head and shoulders above the rest.
I'm agreeing with you a lot tonight, Druzy.
be
'cause I'm
Cal
the same.
Wilkie. Cal Wilkie's an A-grade key position defender.
I had him.
He is.
I actually didn't have him in italic, so he is here.
I think Cal Wilkie is an All-Australian. An A-grade key defender. Over the last 2 years in particular, but I think he's been in the mix. And I think we have him in our mid-season All-Australian. I think we did.
I
He
think we
was
did.
All-Australian as well, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think he had
Last
a
year.
quieter
Was he this year?
he was.
No, he was All Australian this year.
Was he?
No, last year.
Last
He wasn't
year.
All Australian this year?
No.
No.
Oh, it was Andrews and...
Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and Battle was the
Battle,
other.
yes. The third
Oh,
goal, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, which hurt St Kilda fans a lot.
I would just say Nazaya for me from St Kilda.
I'm going to go 3. I think Jack Sinclair is an A-grader. Again, probably more focusing on the body of work over a period of
Yeah.
time. He's been consistently one of the best players of his position. And this is the weird thing for St Kilda. When we did our mid-season All-Australian, maybe it was just me, but I reckon he had the case for like 3 or 4 Saints. Yeah, individually, I think their best players are strong per position.
I agree with you. My only rebuttal to this is like if Jack Sinclair is your best player, which he was for a time, I think with the Saints before Nasaya. If he's your best player, is that good enough as a best player to be like the leader of the team? I don't know if he is. Like I don't know if there's like enough weaponry in Jack Sinclair overall.
Are we talking about grading him as an A-grader, or are we just talking about St Kilda's list?
I'm using St Kilda's list to sort of juxtapose.
If
Yeah.
Sinclair is, Bailey Dale is. And I don't think Bailey Dale is either.
100% Bailey Dale's an A-grader.
Yeah,
He's
I had
a defensive liability, Brev. He's not a good defender. He's a good distributor. And other than that, he gets exposed.
We'll get to Bailey Dale.
We'll
We'll
get to
get
Bailey
mixed
Dale.
up.
I don't know.
I think both are
I
A-graders.
think the gate is open. It's an exclusive party, and the door has been left open.
Woody's just written Jack McRae.
I think this is the first halfbacks we've mentioned, to be fair.
No, but like, someone also mentioned like if Rosie is an A-grader, so is Petrarca, which is a very good point.
Yeah, well, I have both probably as A-grade.
To Carlton?
Is that where we're up to?
Yes.
This one's pretty easy, I think,
Yeah.
for me. Carlton, I have gone with 1 A-grader.
Just
Yeah.
one.
Actually,
You've
no,
gotta
I need to
have
talk one of them
3.
out. I need to talk one of them out. So the obvious one that's a definite is Wiedering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my first lock.
And then the 2-time Brownlow medalist, obviously in there.
That's the most debatable one for me.
Patrick
Fuck off.
Patrick Cripps is not an A-grader right now.
See, the difference with Cripps is the age piece, but I guess we did say the same thing.
boys.
Merritt is the same age. So, no, I probably would say Cripps is an A-grader personally.
I don't think the performance was there.
Not this year.
What world are we living in if Patrick Cripps is not an A-grader?
But it's
What world are we living in?
it's not about like it's not about legacy. Legacy is like factored in.
He was
but
the
that-
Brownlow medalist last year. He was the best player in the competition.
Oh, that was only
year.
last year. That was
Yeah.
only last
But
year.
he shouldn't. He
He
shouldn't
was
have
not
won
the best
that.
player in the competition last
Yes,
year.
no.
He's never. He's
No,
no.
he
Hang on.
wasn't.
I agree. He's an A-grader, but he's never been the best player in the competition.
This is not up for debate. Patrick Cripps is one of the better players of the last 6 years.
Yeah, well, no,
Maybe.
that's true, but like
Yeah.
we are
This year,
This
not-
this has a strong recency bias to it. This game,
yeah.
because we are talking about the A grade, the current A grade.
It does get a little bit more intense as well when they're old. However, I did say that Merritt's still in because of his legacy. That's probably true of Cripps as well. I actually forgot that Cripps won the Brownlow last year. He's an A-grader.
Without a doubt.
But he wasn't the best player in the comp.
I
No
didn't
way.
even have to like. He's not even in
He-
italics. Like that's been the.
He has... I'm talking last year, but he was putting Carlton on his back and just like dragging them to wins. He's one of the most influential players to any club in the comp.
So-
similar vein to
So
Zach
what I
Merritt.
would argue here, right? He plays a very specific role, and most teams have like one of that type of player in their, not necessarily one in their entire team, but one like main guy that does it well, which is like first possession.
Yeah.
He plays that role. There are better players in the competition that do that exact thing. So at what point do you start kicking players out? I would have, without spoiling the A graders list, I would
Yeah.
have players like Matt Rao, Caleb Sarong, Tom Green.
Were they better than him last year, though?
Were they better than him last
No,
year?
no.
I don't
was
think
better
they
than
were.
last
I think there's an argument that Sarong was. I don't think Rao was as consistent over the entire season last year, but
No.
I'm placing a strong 2025 lens on that.
Well, you said that Merritt was an A-grader. So how do you compare Cripps and Merritt in quality?
Oh, that's like right. That's just the now piece, the 2025 piece. I think Merritt's played at a higher level in 2025. I don't even think Cripps was the best midfielder at Carlton. I think
Last
Hewitt,
year? Yeah,
this
Hewitt.
year.
Hewitt
this
was.
year
Hewitt had a
Yeah,
better
yeah.
season than him. Like, I don't even think it's that debatable.
No, I agree that Hewitt was better this year. I don't think Cripps had the best year this year, but I think that
He's an
if we're being
A-grader.
consistent, he has to be an A-grader, in my opinion.
So you guys are drawing a massive like time piece here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the same way that Merritt wasn't at his best this year, neither was Cripps, but Cripps has
Merritt
won
was
2
much better.
Brownlows.
Merritt was much better than Cripps this year, though.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Even
was.
still, I think the body of work for Cripps over a period of time puts him there.
Okay.
So I had Wiedering and Cripps. You obviously omitted Cripps. We can have different
baffled me.
ones.
I can't believe that one's up for debate. I see what you're saying in terms of like, you know, the role, but he is just like a superhero. You watching him in person, you can't tackle him. Don't know if there's a stronger midfielder in the competition. Yes, all of Carlton struggled this year. Their whole team was shit.
I think there's a decent parallel here with Fife, where I feel like Cripps' footy has relied so much on his body being right, and that was very true of Fife, where Fife at his best was the best player in the competition, but there were many years through that patch where he wouldn't have been considered an A-grader because of the way he was playing, but then came back, and then when his body was right, he won another Brownlow medal. I think there's some parallels there.
Okay. I think that like mostly this is kind of leaning into we have a different take on probably how we've done it.
Yeah.
Because I've done it more around like you had to be at that top level in 25, where you guys are bringing in the legacy.
Yeah, I'm probably also thinking of it like, what if you were making like FIFA ratings?
Yeah.
Cripps would still be very high.
He would still be like 90.
Yeah.
Going into this season, he would have been like 92.
But the
rated.
age does work against him. That was also true of Merritt. I'm going to conclude personally A grade.
And
you
Kerno.
did.
Two-
Yeah, Kerno's the same.
Kerno's
for me.
gotta
It
be
has
an
to
A grade.
Two players won, so I lose.
No. Well, we don't have to decide. Like, there's
Oh,
not
okay.
one
We
unanimous
just
one.
have- okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I have put Charlie Kerno. I found him one of the more difficult ones because I don't think he had an A grade season in 2025.
Yeah.
So he's in that sense he's a little bit more in the Cripps. The only thing is like Cripps is obviously not improving, whereas Kernow's still in that like kind of prime of his career. So he could bounce back next year, where I don't see Cripps like bouncing back.
2-time Coleman medal winner.
Yeah.
One of the most sort of X factor key forwards there is in the game.
Can I bring up though, like with Kerno, why I found it difficult? Like he's played in a couple of final series now, and he's had really poor performances in finals. Now I'm not like solely holding that against him, but I think it's a factor.
It's worth mentioning.
Did have a down year this year.
Yeah.
I think his capability though is insane. Like when he's on,
I agree.
he's not your stock standard mark and kick kind of key forward. He kicks goals he hurts you in different ways.
Is he a top 5 key position forward in the competition right now?
The top what?
Top 5
question.
key position forward right now.
See, like
Yeah.
if we're doing like power rankings, probably not. But
But that
I'd
matters
still-
though, right? Where they sit in their position.
I would probably give him a higher FIFA rating than Thilthorpe.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But that's the
because
legacy
in
piece.
the same way, like the FIFA rating lags a little bit behind performance. Like you got to earn that FIFA rating, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how much of this is relatable for people who never played FIFA.
Name 5 key forwards you would take over Charlie Kerno.
Sam Darcy,
Yep.
Riley Thilthorpe,
Yep.
Jeremy Cameron. Give me some more names because I can't.
Patrick Voss, Josh Tracy.
A couple of Hogan won the Coleman medal last year. I know you're not huge on him.
No, I am huge on. I love Hogan.
Ben
Oh, do
King.
you? Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I'm
yeah.
remembering that. But Ben King, you're not huge on.
I would say, to be honest, Kerno comes in at probably at 5 for me.
I think Kerno is better than Hogan.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
Without a doubt. Jack Gunston.
There's also the body of
nah,
performance there.
like Kerno's better than like Georgiades. People are putting. I would still take Kerno over Georgiades.
Yeah.
And obviously for the purposes of what we're doing here, for sure. I think he's about 5.
Okay.
Would you take Kerno above any of the guys I said? Just Hogan.
Darcy, no.
Yeah, but
Thilthorpe, no. And then I'd probably on
Put him-
Jez. Yeah, I'd probably have him at 4. Who did you have at 4? Jesse Hogan.
Hogan and then...
No, I'd have.
Kerno.
I'd have.
Hogan won the Coleman last year.
he
Kerno's
did.
won 2, bro.
I feel like he's a little bit.
He's more one-dimensional.
Yeah, I think that's
sure.
the phrase I'm looking for. He's a bit more one-dimensional than Kerno. So I'm going to say Weeder and Kerno Cripps. I think that's fair,
Yeah.
personally. But agree to disagree.
I agree.
Okay.
Sydney Swans. Oh, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say I was Wiedering and Kerno very close.
Okay. Sydney Swans.
So would you only have one? Sorry, Dylan. Who would
Yeah, just Wiedering.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I'm prepared to look a little bit further back
That's
than
fair.
just simply this season. Sydney Swans. Isaac Heaney, lock.
I had 2 locks. I thought 2 were very easy.
Yeah.
And just
Heaney and Golden.
yep,
Yeah.
correct.
Nick Blakey's an A-grade halfback.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
have
he-
different criteria for this, don't we?
Yeah,
I think in terms of ability, he's top echelon. And he's a recent All-Australian.
Yeah, I don't mind having Blakey in there.
I don't mind having Blakey in there either. to
He's
be
not.
honest.
He's not competing with your Gouldens and your Heaney's. Like, in my opinion, we're going per position, right? I also think Chad Warner is. Well, Chad Warner is probably like A-, but
Yeah.
probably still A-grade.
Yeah,
If he
He's clearly
displayed-
not as good as Goulden and Heaney.
he
Clearly
will,
not as good.
Yeah, he
But those guys, I would argue, might be A+. Heaney and Goulden on their day,
yeah.
yeah.
particularly Heaney.
Yeah.
I mean,
he is at the
He needs
gem.
a different level of player. Isn't
Yeah.
he? Just how he can win games, like seize the moments. Like I think there's a few players like that. I don't know.
think
Like
Warner definitely is, but this season didn't have that much of a good year, and last year really broke out, so it's tough. But I would still put Chad Warner in that
yeah,
basket.
hasn't had the like he doesn't have the luxury of like a Cripps or a Merritt where he's had like season
Yeah.
after season after season because he's so young.
Give it 3-4 years though. When he's playing
Yeah.
for Freo in a few years, he'll definitely be an A-grader.
There's 2 more debatable Sydney Swans for me.
Grundy.
Grundy is one of them because he's probably one of the best rucks on form in the competition. And his career has been up and down, but it was also a very good ruckman at Collingwood and probably the number 2 ruck in the comp. And Tom Papley, when you compare against other half forwards of the competition, is not that far off the top echelon.
Yeah, not far, but not.
Yeah, I still think if you went down through small forwards, if you
Yeah.
started to rank small forwards, he'd be too far down that list for me to put him as an A-grader.
Yeah.
I think Grundy's a more interesting
Would you
conversation.
prefer Dylan Moore or Papley?
I think
Dylan
they're
Moore.
different.
Yeah, quite different.
But I would prefer Dylan Moore.
What, so we're talking like deep forward
I'd
pockets?
I'd
well,
prefer
Moore's more high.
I'd
Yeah.
prefer Papley as a centre bounce presence and a deep small forward, like because he's better closer to goal. But I think Moore's a better like connector.
Grundy could be A-grade.
I wouldn't have Grundy or Papley.
Where does Grundy sit in the ruck?
Yeah, so
because this rucks are easy because it just
Yeah, there's not many of them.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's less A-graders, but also who's better than Grundy outside of Gawn right now?
Can I make a suggestion here? I don't think you could have any more than 3 rucks in the competition as
Yeah,
A-graders
that's
because
fair.
it's just going to you're just
Agreed.
giving out
So I would
participation.
have Gorn obviously, and then probably Cherry and
Do you think-
Darcy Cameron and Luke Jackson ahead of Grundy.
Really?
Obviously this Grundy had like 3 years of doing fuck all.
Yes, true.
True. Okay, I suppose when you look, I was thinking this year he was the second best ruck. But you're
Yeah.
right, there was some stank around.
There was a stinky period there.
I mean, he
Yeah,
basically had a season
gross.
off when he went to Melbourne.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm prepared to say Grundy's not an
and
A-grader.
Papley, I wouldn't say is a top 3 small forward in the competition. So I wouldn't.
No, but you would include more small forwards than rucks.
No,
So we're all happy.
I
with
didn't have Papley. in the record.
Blakey. You happy with Blakey? Deal.
I am. I actually didn't have him in, but I think he is.
I think he's an
he
A-grade
is.
halfback flanker.
Warner.
I had Warner in.
I had Warner.
I didn't. So I had Goulden, Heaney, Blakey
Yeah.
for the purpose.
God, Warner stiff, but he's in mine.
Western Bulldogs. Bond? Debatable?
Is he an A-grader?
I think he's been the best player in the comp for the last 5 years, or at least
Maybe 10.
on aggregate. He is.
Maybe 10. He's the easiest A-grade choice I've ever made.
Yeah. He was born A-grade.
Sam
He
Darcy,
was.
I have to put in there just for the amount of X factor he has.
Oh, Sam Darcy's definitely an A-grader.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an A-grader for like 16 games, though.
Yeah, but
Or 18.
those
It's-
16 games,
It's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When you're switch kicking on your opposite foot as a key forward, you're crazy level. Of
Jews,
skill.
I've said this so many times, but do you remember that game we
I remember the game,
we
the
streamed?
Freo Bulldogs
Fuck,
game at
he was
Optus.
so good.
And then Alex Pearce kept him goalless. He's not an A-grader. Nah.
The ceiling's too high.
Yeah, 100%.
The ceiling is actually too high.
He's in a warehouse.
Yeah. He probably is an A-grade talent, yeah. And to be fair, if you go on like FIFA rating, you probably still put him pretty high.
I've also put Ed Richards in this list.
Ed
Yeah.
Richards for me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think Bailey Dale's an A-grader.
No, because he is a defensive liability, Brev.
Yeah,
so's
but so a
Blake-
lot of
so's
those
Blakey.
distributing halfback flankers.
Like
I
who?
felt like Bashar Hooley was
Blakey's a shit defender.
Yeah, none of them are like
I don't think
that
Blakey's
particular
shit.
role. That particular role is
You're not really asked
not
to
that
defend.
defensive. Yeah,
Yeah, you can. I mean, like obviously a tactic of the opposition coach can be to like exploit those guys
Jordan Clark defends.
because he does. He actually does.
I have Jordan Clark in the.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't.
I sort of agree with Jesse though. Like you're not really judging those guys on being super defensively astute. I feel overall.
I think if you're a defender, you should be able to defend if you're going to be considered A grade.
Not really though. If your job is to attack,
Yeah,
even though you're a defender on paper, it's just on paper, isn't
Well,
it?
I mean, just
who
about
are-
every team
Who are the
has one of
best
those.
two-way halfbacks in the AFL over the last little bit? Who can do it both? Like, who can do
Jordan
both?
Clark is. You're right. He's good defensively.
Yeah.
I guess like you could throw sort of a different role, but like you could throw like a Vlosten into that.
Yeah. In recent memory, like who comes to mind?
See, I don't think Zorko defends.
Nah.
Doesn't he?
Nah.
All right. I wouldn't have Dale on mine. I don't think.
I think he's a
What
Monty.
do people think in the comments about Dale? I'm interested. I think he was like he had a pretty incredible season
Yeah,
in 25, and
he had like 50 or 49 possessions.
he had a
as well,
49er.
which wasn't out of the blue.
He actually, I don't know if you remember back to when we did the All Australian. He actually he intercepts well. So like I agree with your piece there, Juicy, that he doesn't defend, but he does win the ball back.
I wanted to show some love for Tom Liberatore. I don't think we'll conclude that he's an A grader, but gee, he's been consistently like B plus for his entire career. He's been nudging it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I don't think you can.
He's not is he he's not in the top echelon. Not if we're not if the bar is like Bontempelli, Jordan Dawson,
For
and
his
Nick Dacos,
best
right?
stat of contested ball wins, he would be. But
Yeah.
overall, probably hasn't got the physical profile.
Yeah,
or-
it's sort of for me it's a bit the Cripps discussion in the same way, like consistency over a long period of time. Cripps is would be considered a little bit more high end in that same type of player, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's just consistency.
We've got the Hawthorn Footy Club.
Yeah, Hawthorn.
Hawthorn.
So I would have Day, even though he hasn't been able to string much footy together. I'd also have Weddle, to be honest.
So I've got
Weddle's borderline.
I've got both of those guys in italics because I don't think you can include them.
Yeah.
I don't think Weddle's played consistently
Yeah.
enough for he hasn't put that package of a season together.
Yeah, and like what position is he?
Yeah, that's.
Utility.
I mean, right now he's playing key forward.
He
He's
just took him
just
up.
I mean,
taking a couple of
he's
shots
a
on goal.
freak. He's a freak.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
I suppose you could pull me up there and say why was Sam Darcy in?
Yeah, the ceiling criteria.
The ceiling criteria. Yeah,
Weddle, Day. Yeah, Weddle and Day are both right up there.
I do feel like. So when was Day's best season? 2023. That was when he played 20 plus
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, he won a best and fairest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was his breakout year.
Yeah.
and then he was injured heavily last year,
Yeah.
and then he was injured most of this year as well. How many games did he play this year?
Was he? Did he not play much of Hawthorn's great season?
Last year?
Yeah.
Not
I'm struggling
all
to
of it.
remember.
Not all. He
Okay.
was out from. He might have played 15 games or something. I mean, if Will Day played 20 plus games, he's just automatically an A grader.
Yeah,
like
100%.
every time he plays football, he has big games.
Yeah.
All right, I might concede on Weddle, but he will be.
I don't think we're actually arguing there though.
Yeah.
We know the same thing. It's just can you actually put that player who hasn't strung the consistency together?
So is there any other A graders?
I think it's really difficult. I think at times, Gunston's been A grade this season, but over the
Yeah.
stretch, probably you wouldn't have said he was A grade going into this year. Battle, likewise.
I struggled to put players like
Yeah.
that in my A grade basket.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it basket because they're just honest, good
Yeah.
tradesmen. When I think
Gunston,
A
you
grade,
mean?
they're just they're good at what they do. But I'm thinking your Sam Darcy's, Bond.
It depends how you compare him because Gunston,
Phil Thorpe's.
compared to other Gunston-like third talls, is probably, this year he's clearly the best. But against the top key forwards of the competition, depends which basket you put him in.
Do you know what the problem with Gunston is? If I was saying to you guys right now, pick the best forwards in the competition, I don't think you and then you're getting that player for a season and putting them into your team. I don't know if you actually have him as one of the first picks still.
Yeah, probably we just
But would
Spoke
we
about
say this
5
if he was
before.
27 and not 33?
Oh yeah, different conversation.
34?
Yeah,
I feel like subconsciously that comes into it.
that is true. I feel like he's bucking a trend a little bit, the type of player that he is and how well he's doing. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, he's not a contested marking player. He's like a lead-up separation guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of those. It's kind of weird how well he's done. But
Yeah.
I think he's a bit of a result of Hawthorn's game style. Like, they've decided to bypass those big forwards a lot.
Yeah.
And he's been which, fair play to him. He still had a great season. I don't think he's an A grader though.
You know what? I actually think we got Eli Louth saying Sicily. I actually probably do think he is. I don't know. I know he has struggled since Hawthorn transformed their backline.
Yeah.
But since when he's been given the opportunity in that normal role and the body of work up until that point, he was an All-Australian very recently.
Yeah.
I think he probably is an All.
Yeah.
I think he is an A grader actually.
Bit of a
I
weird
just couldn't
season for him.
Based on the criteria that I did, I couldn't put him in on 25.
No,
Just-
not on 25. No.
Just on the recency form, which
But,
that's kind of how I've done it, I
yeah,
guess.
but I think caliber of player. I think he is an A grader.
No, he definitely is.
Yeah.
He
So I
definitely
will
is.
say Sicily might be the only one I'm actually willing to lock in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Dylan Moore?
Dylan Moore last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's 19 and a goal a game this year.
Yeah, probably not. this year.
I love him. I just don't know if he's got the body of work to be considered an A grader. But also, it depends how narrowly you look at his position. Because if you look at high half forwards in particular, he is very, very highly
Yeah.
ranked.
There's not
So,
really anyone clearly better.
Yeah.
He's sort of in that grind Myers.
You just feel like Hawthorn is comprised of these players who play their role to a T. but
Totally.
don't stand out as like A grade.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
I-
you look at Carlton and St Kilda. We debated over 3 each team.
Yeah.
And they're inferior teams.
What about Newcomb?
Well, I was just
Clearly
about
not
to
an
say
A
he's on the
grader.
screen.
Clearly not an A grader.
You know
in my
what though?
opinion.
Like I reckon I don't think he is.
I think he's a B
He's
plus.
been one of the best on ground tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, therefore,
and his
A grade then, yeah.
John Newcomb's finals record is becoming a conversation where you would have to have him as an A grader.
Who's that, sorry?
Newcomb's finals record. He's been
Fair.
like their best player and just about the best on ground in like four out of their 4 finals that they've played.
He is a good player. He's a good
just kicked a
player.
massive
but
goal.
probably more in the Liberatoria basket for me.
He's got a bit more
Yes.
about him than I thought. He's pretty explosive, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's more dynamic than you think,
Yeah.
I would say.
I
I wouldn't.
the Hawthorn fans just going off.
Rogie says Newcomb isn't an A grader. Way too many better mids. Yeah, again,
Yeah, fair play.
the
fair play.
standard of that competition is much higher.
I've actually got a newfound respect of Jai Newcomb after tonight. He's been unreal.
Yeah, it could be the best game. Like considering the context.
Did
The
you see him
context.
last week?
No, I was at the pub
No.
before the
He
Freo
dominated
game.
that game as well.
True. Yeah.
But like, I'm not actually making this argument, but I'm just saying his finals record,
Yeah.
I think would come into this at some point.
that's valid. Valid.
GWS?
I've got the Gold Coast Suns
You got the
next.
Gold Coast Suns. Okay. I think this
Anderson
is-
and Rao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Ben
Sweet.
King is close. Now on actual like talent and ability, maybe you'd go Phil Thorpe amongst others, right? Just comparing like apples with apples there. But the goal kicking record of this guy in a team that has been mostly shithouse is actually quite outstanding. Now when he's been fit and hasn't done ACL, he's kicking like 50 goal seasons at Gold Coast who never finish higher than 12th. And then this year kicked 69 goals, which probably wins you the Coleman more than half the time.
Do you know like my problem with Ben King, to make it really simple? It's like I watch football, I have eyes, and he's just not that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He didn't really make much of an impact
okay.
last week. Like, he didn't
Like
kick a
he
goal.
spits out goals. He churns out goals like they're going out of fashion, but he doesn't like.
He's just straight run, high jump, kick
Yeah,
ball.
long
goal.
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can agree on Rowland Anderson and no one else.
I believe so. I mean, the only other players like King's a fair shout
I
to
think
bring up.
King's close,
Or
but I won't debate it too
Mac
hard.
Andrew could get there.
McAndrew could get
Potentially,
there as a potential
yeah.
player. I
So
think
could Bailey Humphrey.
like Ben Long had a really good year, but I don't think he's A
would have
grade.
to-
Nah, you'd have to narrow that positional
Yes.
comparison quite a
Newcomb
lot
with
to get
an
Ben Long.
intercept mark back with the flight there.
How far away would Collins be for you guys?
The most solid B ever.
B plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
B plus. Yeah. You know what hurts him? Just the physical limitations. But then again, like I suppose his output is pretty damn good
What
over a period
physical
of time.
Yeah.
limitations?
I
Just
think he's quite
speed.
short, isn't he? Maybe it's an illusion. Maybe he just looked short. Collins. I thought he was like 192.
A little bit
really?
slow, but
Maybe he's
Yeah,
not.
I thought he was bigger than that.
I could have made that up.
very powerful and strong.
Yeah. Great mustache when he's rocking it as well.
Don't know why Ross Lyon ever delisted him.
Yeah, that has not paid off in hindsight.
He was a good
Oh,
player for us.
Weddle's
With
just...
some B grade speed there.
Oh, that is so B.
Oh, he's an amazing athlete.
Oh,
missed
He's
that.
missed it, yeah. The Fremantle Dockers next.
Brayshaw, Sarong, Young.
I think Sarong to start is an A grader.
Yeah. Brayshaw's best two-way midfielder in the comp.
Yeah, but against other midfielders in the comp, like we won't separate them.
My issue with Brayshaw there, sorry to cut you off, Jesse.
Nah, that's all right. I'm glad.
No, my issue with Brayshaw is that like the thing that he's really good at, which Druzy is 100% correct. He probably is the best two-way runner, but are you giving sort of defensive intercept mids a spot as an A grader based on that quality? It's great for a team, but it's that similar conversation to like Hawthorn where you've got all these really good role players. He plays like a specific role.
Yeah.
But does that get him in as an A grader?
I think so. I think he's the best, like one of the best defensive mids in the comp.
You know why I went Sarong over Brayshaw? I actually like Brayshaw more than I like Sarong. But
I sort of do.
Brayshaw has fluctuated more than Sarong. Sarong's won 3 All-Australian jumpers already.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
It is wild.
And he is a first possession clearance mid in the mould of Lachie Neale.
He's the best at that now.
Yeah.
In the comp.
So Sarong, I'm happy with that. Brayshaw, I actually think can be better, but probably just the fact that he's gone up and down a little bit more is why I went Sarong.
I also
Because
went
I'd like, not to write the guy off, I actually like Brayshaw, but which Brayshaw we get next year? I'm not convinced it's necessarily going to be the same
Do you
one.
think he's been inconsistent?
I think that his worst is still pretty good. But
Yeah.
he's oscillated between being genuine top-end quality to being just behind that.
Not real.
But as
Yeah.
like if you compare Brayshaw
He's also
with
older.
other like transitional mids in the comp that you know, like thrive in that space, like Noah Anderson, Ed Richards, these types of players, does Brayshaw use the ball as well as them?
He's not like a kick like
Not
Young,
as well as those
but he
guys,
finds himself in space and
Yeah.
delivers the ball inside 50 very effectively.
I agree
So
with-
he's
I
not like
agree with
a sexy Hayden Young or Carl Amon type kick. Who's the best right-footed kick? I'm trying to think of like a right footer.
I mean Zach Merritt's very good. Or is he
He's a
left?
He's
footer.
lefty, yeah. yeah.
Why do left footers? Why are they just the best kicks?
I mean, there's definitely something aesthetic about left footers that I
Who's
feel.
the best right-footed kick in the AFL?
Oh, there's tons. There's tons. Isn't Nasiah?
Yeah,
A
right
yeah,
foot?
yeah. Oh, yeah, easy.
Or Bailey?
That's-
All right, Bailey Dale.
But he's probably the best kick in
Yeah.
the league too, as well.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Brayshaw's not a bad kick, and Sarong is a very good kick as well.
What? Sorry,
Sarong is a good kick.
Oh, here we
You don't
go.
watch.
he's not a good kick.
Nah, I wouldn't say he's a good kick.
He is.
Like you can say that he's effective or whatever, but you can't like.
No,
I don't
okay.
think either Brayshaw or Sarong. You say their kicking is a part of their game.
It's
that
not a
stands
feature.
out.
Yeah.
Sarong, a lot of his kicks come from clearances, so it's just like Sarong
Yeah.
bomb slamming on the boot. But when he's uncontested, he is a fucking great kick.
I think he can sniff out
On
a
both feet as well.
I think he can kick out like sniff out a goal.
No,
but
he
I-
finds targets.
Anyway, this is not relevant because we all said Sarong was
So Hayden
A-grade,
Young?
right?
Yeah,
I see Hayden Young. I put in the Will Day bracket.
Yeah, same.
I think he is.
He
Yeah.
is. He definitely is.
Yeah. I'm trying to be consistent, which is the tough thing because I think I actually moved away from Will Day in the last.
Plus, you just want Hayden Young to do it for a bit longer, and then you go, yep. You're
Yeah,
right.
but then at the same
Yeah.
time, you're like, who's the player you want out of
Do you have
Fremantle?
Murphy
Probably
Reid?
Hayden Young,
Do
right?
you have
by
Murphy
that
Reid
logic-
written on your sheet for A grade?
No, it's for in the next bracket. It's
Oh.
which players could be A grade. I think Josh Tracy and Murphy Reid could be A grade.
Yep.
But Bolton is a tough one.
No,
I don't know.
he's too up and down.
He didn't have an A grade season, but I think over the course of his career,
He's just
He's
freak
close.
factor.
Yeah.
He's an A grader just based on consistency, but moments, yes.
yeah.
But he's
I suppose
an
when you
A-grader.
compare him to like the best, Rankin and Pickett, he's a fair way off in terms of like how consistent
Yeah.
those guys are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
But worth a
He would-
mention
I think
because I think
Bolton-
he's at times he's been A grade.
I feel like Bolton's the kind of player that becomes A grade from like Freo getting into finals and him having big moments in finals because he's
Yeah.
that type of player. Like that's where he's going to make his mark on this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke Jackson.
Luke
any
Jackson is a
thoughts?
lock to be an A grader. I don't know if he has the body of work yet to be an A-grade ruck, considering as well that's a smaller sample size.
Fair.
But then again, if you reframe it as like a ruck who also kicks goals, he probably does that more than anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's a tough one.
he's a super talent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like he's a little bit harder to. My
He's a
issue
little
is
bit
like
harder
harder
to
to
categorise.
define and
Yeah.
categorize, and like what actually is he now? He's not like a top. He's not like a top 3 or 4 actual ruck at the moment. He's
Yeah.
he's a prospect that is really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Clark.
Yeah,
I had Jordan Clark as an A-grade.
I think
yeah.
he's a top 3
Yeah.
halfback flanker. In the
I think
comp.
with Clark, it's a tough one. He's probably only done it one season as an A-grader. I suppose because it's like his breakout year, you
And he's all
keep him. Yeah.
I watched him pretty closely in the back end in some of like Freo's games,
Gross.
and I thought he was. I thought he was your most important player.
He'll be our BNF winner this year, Geordie Clark.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
Caleb Strong is a good kick. Just wanted to-
GWS.
He's a good kick.
Sam Taylor's probably one of the best players in his position.
Yeah.
Yes.
If not the best, he's second best. I'd say
Easy.
best, personally.
Toby Green.
Toby Green, yeah. Toby Green's an A-grader. I don't think he's dropped off enough for us to say that.
I forgot to put Toby Green in.
Yeah, cool. We'll go Toby Green. Hogan, I think, is probably still an A-grader considering he went Coleman medal into 46 goals from 16 games.
I'll put him in the Ben King basket.
Yeah, now I'm worried I'm going to come across because I feel like Hogan is an A-grader too, but I'm like, am I going to come off inconsistent here now? Because he's 2025.
Yeah, well, I argued for both King and Hogan. So personally, I think I'm being consistent. But then I think I relented on Ben King.
Did anyone have Tom Green and Finn Callahan?
I didn't have Tom Green, actually.
Did you have Callahan?
I did have Callahan, but more as a talking point because I don't know if he...
If you have Callahan, you got to have Hayden Young.
That's right. That's true.
Why is that?
Well,
The amount of exposure at AFL level playing that level. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair comment.
But Callahan played a full season, didn't he?
Hayden Young played a full year last year.
He did.
Yeah.
And he was rated the best player in the competition for like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm probably more prepared to include both of them, to be honest, than neither.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think where we landed on that was I was like body of work, no, but then I'm like, if somebody just asked me, is Hayden Young an A-grader? I'd be like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he probably is Hayden Young. But anyway, on Callahan.
I feel like we've had a gap with this because I've gone very heavily 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which made me not even consider Hayden Young. But like I do agree that he is like full season behind him, he is an A-grader.
I've just gone Taylor and Green for GWS.
Taylor,
But Callahan
Green.
and Toby Green and Sam Taylor, yeah.
I'll go Hogan. I think Callahan might actually be behind Young and Day.
Really?
But then again, maybe
Jeez,
that's
he
just
had
'cause
some
of-
games this year though.
Yeah. Oh.
I do agree. I feel like
That's
Young's 2024 and Callahan's 2025 are pretty comparable.
Young's 24 was better. Unbiasedly.
Yeah.
He was the best rated player in the competition for 2 months.
Also, Callahan would have been the top rated player this year at times.
The number one? The best?
I reckon.
Collingwood.
Collingwood.
2 locks.
Tricky team.
Yeah, agreed. They're a bit like Hawthorn. Dacos and
locks.
Moore. 2 locks are my 2 locks. Dacos
Okay.
and Moore.
Okay.
I don't know if I can lock in any other player.
Yeah, no.
I-
Actually, Pendlebury for me is...
You can't have Pendles,
Nah.
can you?
But it's a tough
You
one
can.
because Pendlebury does shit that you just
can't.
like no other player can do
I
exactly
think
what you just did.
Pendlebury is one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but I mean like diminishing over time, right?
Has he diminished over time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
But,
much?
Not that much, but enough to not be like one of the top echelon midfielders in the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets my icon award
Yeah.
in the A-grader list.
There's no disagreement there.
I'm having Pendles in.
There's no disagreement there. But he's like on the other side of 400 games now. I don't know. He's still probably B plus.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm reserving one icon spot and Pendlebury.
Okay.
If you could drop in,
The All-Australian
here's
captain.
here's a thing for you there, Druzy. If you could drop in a player to the Freo team to play your final against Gold Coast, are you taking for a one-off game Will Day or Scott Pendlebury?
Oh, Scott Pendlebury. I had Will Day in mind. Who am I taking?
Well, bad example then. Are you taking
Prime Pendles. Yeah, I'd take Prime.
Oh, you
But I
can't
didn't say
reframe that.
I said 2025 Pendles.
Yeah.
I had Jamie Elliott in mind too.
He definitely is this year. But what would we have considered him A grade at any point over the last 3 or 4?
That's a good question. I mean,
I don't know about
he's in
A
that
grade.
premiership team in 2023.
He's more known for his like clutchness.
Yeah, moments.
Yeah.
Up until this year, where he has put in a truly elite season.
I tend to think in AFL we disrespect those guys a lot
Yeah.
that are like finishers.
Yeah.
The Cam Rayner type, that sort of. I mean, he's such a versatile player, Elliot, and he does have a body of work behind him. So he has like the time piece,
Yeah.
and he's also got the recent form. I get what you're saying though. Like, yeah, maybe over like 3-4 year period,
Yeah.
he's had like 2 really good years.
Yeah.
in that time.
I don't know if I go top echelon.
I don't think.
So Rogie points out Houston. I actually would put Houston as a point of discussion here because he's also a player that was top echelon, has moved to a new club, hasn't quite fired at the same cylinder levels, and I think he is still A grade caliber. I think we all have a little bit of doubt when you move to a new club and don't function well in that system. We don't know what Houston's coming out like next year. But
No.
let's say he didn't move clubs and just had a down year, probably still pretty close to A grade.
He had 1 year at Port where it was like, fuck, this guy's elite.
Was it just one? I mean, I think he had one All-Australian
One
year.
like outstanding.
He's a dual All-Australian, I think.
Yeah, I feel like there was more than one. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay.
I didn't have him, though.
No.
On mine, I only had Dacos and Pendles.
But, I mean, there's other players here. Josh Dacos, at times, has been A grade. I don't know if I conclude that he is right now. But then again, you look at, like, he was an All-Australian wingman. How many wingmen have been genuine A graders over the last 5 years?
It's a pretty disrespected position, isn't it?
Yeah, McCluggage, I'll give you. And Errol Gordon.
Yep.
But, I mean, for the most part, Dacos is one of the best performed of his type.
You're right,
Josh
though,
Dacos.
because you said McCluggage there. McCluggage never made All-Australian as a winger.
That's
Really?
right, yeah.
No,
Oh,
this
it
was
was
his
his
first
year.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawthorn Geelong prelim.
But he was always high caliber.
Yes. Absolutely.
So Josh Dacos and Degoe at times, I don't think we can consider Degoe an A grader, like
Not right
considering
now.
like but on his day,
He would have been a few years ago, definitely.
in terms of pure talent and the fact that like he can produce when he's fit and firing.
If you'd have asked me
He's
with
got
De Goey at the end of 2023, I'd be like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, true.
After that grand final.
Yeah,
and the
that's true.
finals.
Yeah.
I think he actually is their best finals player from a ratings point of view. So he
Okay.
has that, I remember Champion Data talking about it, and they said he's got the biggest gap between his home and away footy and his finals football,
Yeah, right.
statistically.
Yeah, big factor in grand finals, as I remember all too well. Brisbane Lions. Harris Andrews, Hugh McCluggage, Locks,
Yep.
Dane Zorko.
Yep.
I also had him.
Yeah.
I think as well you got to take in with Dane Zorko the ability to change position, change role, and still be A grade.
Yeah.
When he came from like that kind of half
Yeah.
forward mid role, went behind the ball, and
Yeah.
became one of their most important players from there.
We won't exclude Lockie Neal, surely.
Yeah, I think if we did the dance on Patrick Cripps, I think Lockie Neal's probably still in
Lockie
the same
Neal has to
bucket.
be.
Yeah.
Didn't have Lockie Neal
I don't think he had an A grade season. But the thing is,
No.
as well, you worry with
I'm
Lockie
considering
Neal.
a lot more legacy than you guys are, I think.
I'm clearly this is a
But
scale.
He won a
sliding
premiership
scale.
less than 12 months ago and was probably best on ground.
Yeah, that's true. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't make him an A grader. Will Ashcroft's not an A grader.
No, but he has
No.
been up until that point as well.
Sure,
And then he's got
but
injured.
I'm just saying that argument itself is.
No, I think when you include the
I have
legacy
Will
piece,
Ashcroft in mind as well, by the way. Sorry.
you had Will Ashcroft
No.
as an A
Yeah.
grader.
I have
No.
a soft spot for him. I think he's like
Yeah,
one of the
you're
highest.
obsessed with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
he's a very highly skilled player.
That's a hard no. for
Yeah,
me.
that's not even close for
Yeah.
me.
I did put Neil in the end.
I'm disgusted.
So I went Andrews, McCluggage, Neil, and Zorko. Look, definitely not Charlie Cameron now, but over the course of his career, he has been. Zach Bailey's probably the one that's just sort of nudged into this conversation. He was a surprising All-Australian. Honestly, without knowing he was All-Australian this year, like before it was awarded, I wouldn't have said he was A grade for his position. But he's also like stunning on his day.
Yeah. I'd put Cam Rayner in that same.
I forgot about Cam Rayner. I didn't have Cam Rayner.
No, not yet.
I think it's the consistency piece, but then
Yeah.
again, as you say, big moment is also part of it, right?
Yeah. He's a tough one. I think the locks are McCluggage, Andrews, Zorko.
Huggage, Andrews, yeah. See, the difference between Lockie Neal and Patrick Cripps is 2 years of age. So we start to like discriminate a little bit on these 32-year-olds, which will be me soon. 2
I
months.
agree though. Like with both Patrick Cripps and Lockie Neal, if you're including that legacy piece, then like they definitely are in.
I mean, legacy up until even just last year.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going
Yeah.
full Pendles and saying like
For
400
an
games.
extended period, they were the 2 best mids in the comp.
Widescreen TV says Josh Dunkley. I think he probably fits a little bit. He's not the same type of player, but for me, he's a bit similar to Brayshaw, where it's like he's a really, really high quality player that's very functional and fills a specific need.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd have them as a.
But he doesn't have that offensive output that
No.
Brayshaw does.
No, he's a little bit different. He's like more of a
He's a full DM.
full blown, full DM. Yeah, I like that. Has some other skills though, right? Like attributes, like he's marking and can, he's played as like a marking forward for the Western Bulldogs.
Geelong. Also a team with
Tricky.
less than you think, I reckon, considering the quality of that a team. So we got Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah.
I think Bailey Smith is A grade this year. In general as well.
I didn't have Bailey.
You don't think Bailey Smith is an A grade footballer?
What?
No.
I think he is. I think he is. I think that if it was just purely
that's a stinker,
one-off
dude.
season,
You've had a stink of that.
if it was purely a one-off season, I would probably see that. But I think that we saw signs of this building for many years prior to his
100%.
ACL. So for me, it feels a bit more like a natural step for Bailey Smith as opposed to a jack-in-the-box season.
AFL.
Okay.
Was he the
Which is
MVP
one-
this year?
I don't think he's their best
Him and
mid.
Noah Anderson, I think. Is it
Well,
him?
who won the coaches? Was him and Noah Anderson were the coaches, and then who won the? Oh, Dacos won the.
Yeah,
MVP.
that's right. Exactly right.
No,
Yeah.
Bailey Smith is a.
Is he a better
absolute
player than
A-grader.
Max Holmes?
Yes.
I had Max
No,
Holmes
he's
too.
not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not a better player than Max Holmes. I had the two. I just had Holmes and Cameron.
I had Smith. Holmes,
Bailey
Cameron.
Smith is one of the best players in the competition, Dylan.
Yeah,
One
I
of
think
the
so
best.
Too. Yeah, and proven history in finals performances too.
Clutch.
For the
the
Dogs.
Dogs.
Ridiculous physical
Yeah.
ability.
What?
Can't kick though.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
He kicks goals from outside 50.
Yeah, he kicks goals. It's different to field kicking.
Yeah,
though.
his field kicking is.
You don't need a
lackluster.
field kick when you run
That's a
from
fair point.
the
I
back
think-
pocket to the forward
I
pocket.
think that's a fair point
using
with the
ball
running
at hand.
power.
Yeah.
Maybe a stylistic thing for me overall, but I don't think he's a better player than Holmes.
Second favourite for the Brownlow. Smith is better than Holmes. Cameron Smith and
I would go
Holmes for
Smith
Tim
over
Stewart.
Holmes, but I
Would
think
you?
both are A grade midfielders.
Yeah,
To
okay.
be honest.
Yeah, Cameron Smith and Holmes for me. I actually had Danger in mind just because
It's
Yeah.
a tough one.
first half of this year he was probably all Australian.
Yeah, he was.
And then
Yeah.
got injured.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
I'm prepared to give you a danger as well. That's tough though. Because, again, it's probably about the consistency, but on his day, he's probably one of the more scariest players at Geelong.
He's still got that burst
He might be the
speed.
most scary player at Geelong, actually, Danger.
Oh, I'd say Jazza.
I know what you mean though.
I think in a big, close game, depends.
Yeah.
Like if you're West Coast, it's Jeremy Cameron. But if you're like the Brisbane Lions in a grand final, it's probably Danger.
Yeah.
That's probably the way I would describe it.
I think they're a team though, like you said, a little bit similar to Hawthorn, where they've got a lot of these players that are probably like B plus A minus level players, like Grind Myers and
Yeah.
like Sean Manners had an incredible season as well.
Dempsey and Stengel. Stengel probably just didn't have the performance over time to be A grade in my opinion. But at his best, he was unreal.
Yep.
Who else did Tom Stewart as well. As far as legacy goes, like one of their best
Yeah.
players of a generation. But not right now. But it wasn't so long ago, was it? When did we start to see him fall off a little bit?
Who are we talking about here?
Tom Stewart.
Oh, Tom Stewart. Yeah.
So like
It's been a bit of a slow decline, but it's also body related.
Yeah, exactly. He probably is A grade.
He
He's
definitely
not that old. I think he's my age, which is very young.
extremely young.
Extremely young.
Um,
Mind you, so is Lockie Neal. He's my age too.
I
This
couldn't
gets
include
messy.
Stewart on the recency piece, but
Yeah. I think he's probably just fallen off A grade, but over the course of his career,
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
terms of longevity and consistency.
I also think too it comes into it for Stewart in that Geelong team how important it has been built around him
True.
to a large extent as
Are
well.
you not coming around to Bailey Smith at all?
He's I didn't have him in. Like he's obviously in that conversation.
I think he's like, when I thought Geelong, I was like, yeah, Bailey Smith. Like without even thinking, I was like, he's a lock for me.
Okay, let's go through midfielders here and tell me if you'd have them above him.
Yep.
Nick Dacos,
No.
Ed Richards.
He thinks Dacos is better than Smith, just confirming that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flip of a coin for Richards and Smith for me.
Flip of a coin for Richards. And
I've
Smith.
said this on stream before, but like Patrick Cripps and Bailey Smith are two of the best players I've seen play in person.
Okay, well, I'm just going to let me do this for a second.
Go on.
Noah Anderson.
Nah, I'd take Noah Anderson.
Isaac Heaney.
Heaney's give me something different than Heaney because I think of Heaney in a forwards.
Just answer the question.
I'd prefer Heaney because of forward
Caleb
capabilities.
Sarong.
Oh, nice.
That was hot, wasn't
No, it was the wrong.
it? Brayshaw.
Would you actually go Sarong over Bailey Smith?
Yeah, and then I'd probably take Smith over Brayshaw.
I'd go Smith over both of those. No bias.
Zach Butters.
Ah,
I suppose what I'm getting at,
This is
what I'm
hard.
getting at here is like how far back is
Depth.
Bailey Smith in the list of midfielders?
well, he's one of the best in the competition this year.
I would take him over. I hate to say it. I would take him over Sarong.
Yeah, okay.
And I think highly of Sarong. Adelaide.
Ooh.
Jordan Dawson.
Yes.
Riley Thilthorpe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isaac Rankin.
Correct.
Yep.
Any debate around anyone else?
No.
I don't think so.
Nah, Worrell would be like nudging it in a few years. Is probably my
he's
argument
not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really. You couldn't make a case for anyone else. I don't think.
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
Taylor Walker.
He was on Sam McClure's
for like
list.
1 year at
Yeah.
a time, like 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Walker.
Riley O'Brien.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. No. I mean, they've had some really strong seasons from guys like Keane.
Yeah.
Ben Keys as well is like your classic B grade player, but
Yeah.
I wrote him down just to mention because he's so unique, but I wouldn't have seriously argued he's an A grader for any position.
Yeah.
But he's also just so dynamic and entertaining.
Oh, I love him. But yeah, he's definitely not an A grader.
Yeah,
and
I
they've
wouldn't
had
him
a
in
lot
there.
of those guys step up this season, why they've been so good. Like
Yeah.
Neil Bullen's come in, Peatling, and
Yeah.
like good players, but you couldn't really have them in that conversation.
Yeah. It's interesting there's not that much of a correlation between the best teams in the comp and how many A graders we decided they have. Once you get into the top 8 or even the top 10, like Sydney had probably the strongest batch of players. I personally had St Kilda having a bunch or 3. The Bulldogs had the highest concentration. Fremantle had a bunch. GWS. And the exception is Brisbane, who genuinely have a few. But we found it harder for Hawthorn, who's now in a prelim. We found it a little bit harder for Geelong, who's now in a prelim. And Adelaide, we stopped at 3, and they were minor premiers.
I think if you look at that too,
And Collingwood.
the teams that you've mentioned there that don't have a lot of A graders but are doing really well are probably considered teams that have a really good coach.
Yeah, and play team football.
Yeah,
and
they've
system football.
They've recruited for needs in position.
Yeah.
as opposed to just like I want that talent.
Exactly.